Well, hello everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we have to talk about how I am quitting. Before we get into this video though, as always, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. And if you want to see more videos not exactly like this, then I recommend you subscribe. Anyways, let's get into it. So over the last few months, I've made quite a few videos talking about the car market and then also talking about what I would consider scummy dealership practices. And talking about this type of stuff on YouTube is obviously going to get me in trouble with dealers, and that's exactly what has happened. And man, some of these dealers have been firing back pretty hard. But the thing that I do find kind of funny about this situation is none of the dealers that I film for care about these videos, because first off, they know that the amount of influence that this channel has is very small. Secondly, they don't engage in the practices that I'm talking about, what dealers shouldn't do, because, well, they're respectable businesses. And then finally, when it comes to the car market, well, the people that work at the dealers, they don't agree with like 100% of what I say, but most of what I say they agree with. Like when I say that, yeah, used cars, they've, run up in price a massive amount and now they're coming down, and it's because they're coming down back to reality. The dealers agree with this. And frankly, they're shifting things around in their business models to accommodate for what we're seeing in the used car market. There's lots of big sell-offs happening currently with a lot of different dealers, and basically just trying to make their used car inventories as skinny as possible so that they don't have to continue to take the value hits that they took last year. And so again, a lot of the stuff that I've been saying, they agree with it. And so there's no reason for them to raise their voices and be like, hey, Ben, you shouldn't post those videos anymore. So it's actually not a problem with the dealers that I film with at all. It's dealers that are out of state. And the biggest, people that have been attacking me are used car lots. And it makes a lot of sense because I make all these videos saying that used cars are overpriced and that you should probably wait before you purchase a used car. And well, obviously, used car lots have a vested interest in selling used cars, because if they don't sell used cars, then they're going to go to business. And so I can understand why I'm getting heat from, that segment of dealers. And then, another segment that's kind of been attacking me is new car dealers that decide to do things that I don't think are super ethical. Like new car dealers that will post a certain price online, and then when someone reaches out or shows up at the dealership, the price changes. Like this is something that doesn't happen here in Utah. Again, at least with the dealers that I film with and what I've seen. Like if a dealership has a car priced at over MSRP, for example, here in Utah, they have it posted on their website and they have it posted on the car at the dealership. It's like super transparent. And like, I know that some people are gonna be like, well, dealers should never charge over MSRP. And it's like, well, they will only get that over MSRP price if someone chooses to pay it. And I think that, this is just my opinion, as long as a dealership is completely open about what they're charging for a car, then I have no problem with what they charge for a car, because ultimately the final decision rests on the consumer to decide if they're going to pay that price or not. But I digress. The point that I'm trying to make here is it's just kind of funny that the dealers that obviously don't benefit from all of the social media stuff that I do on the main channel are the ones that are attacking me. And it's frankly because they're the ones that decide to practice stupid, scummy dealership practices. And then also, the used car lots. When again, I don't want to make videos that ultimately cause businesses to go out of business, but at the same time, everyone's talking about this. Even used car dealers, there are channels on YouTube now where used car dealers are posting videos about how the car market is crazy and how people probably shouldn't buy used cars because of what's happening. So it's not just me, it's everyone that's saying this now. So let's talk about the quitting that is happening. First off, with the market videos, I'm still going to make those videos. However, I just want to kind of talk about what's happening in the market and less so what I'm going to do about what's happening in the market, because I understand that there's a lot of people that are just not in a similar situation as to what I am. They don't buy the same type of cars that I buy or in the way that I buy them. And so I just don't think that there's a point to talking about what I plan on doing with all of the market conditions. And so I'd rather just talk about what's happening and then let you as viewers decide what you're going to do based on what's happening. And I just think that that's just a better approach over the long term. Now, when it comes to the videos talking about, scammy dealership practices, I don't really see the point in continuing to make those videos, because I've covered a lot of different topics and with that particular subject, and anything that I haven't covered, other channels have covered at this point. And so it just isn't really an exciting video topic for me, because there's nothing groundbreaking to talk about. Dealers are doing the same things today that they were doing 20 or 30 years ago if they decide to do the more scammy type stuff. And frankly, the thing that I've tried to emphasize in the videos is that this is not all dealers. Frankly, this is a minority of dealers. It is something that, should be talked talked about, people should know so that they can avoid the dealers that decide to do the stupid scammy stuff. I shouldn't say scammy, I should just say the stuff that I guess isn't the most transparent, right? But, you know, aside from that, again, with most dealers not really participating in this anymore because of how much regulation there is in the dealership world, I don't know, it just seems kind of pointless for me to talk about. It's not exciting, and I don't really think that it's going to help out all that much. I think, frankly, the best way for me to help out with that particular subject is just to continue to film for dealers on the main channel that don't participate in those practices. And so then people know, like, oh, I can go to that dealer and I can trust that dealer like that. I think that that's the best route with that, is instead of constantly trying to attack the bad guys, right? Just talk about the good guys, and I think that it'll ultimately level itself out, because if the good guys continue to get more and more, you know, social media coverage, then more and more people will purchase from them instead of purchasing from the people that decide to do, again, the more, I guess, like the less transparent stuff when it comes to car purchasing. And then I will still continue to make videos about cars that haven't been released yet and all that kind of stuff, because again, that's something else that I find, I guess, you know, fascinating, because it's a little bit more of a nuanced topic, trying to, you know, figure out exactly what a manufacturer plans on doing with a vehicle. It's not as simple as, like, I think people think that with those videos, it's just as simple as like turning on a camera and just throwing out some random specs. It's not. It's kind of like trying to dive into the mind of the people working at a particular manufacturer and trying to figure out, you know, what their plans are for a vehicle moving into the future. And so, I don't know, because there's so much like thought behind those videos, I find them a little bit more interesting for me personally. And yeah, that's pretty much how things are going to be run at this point, is just taking a little bit more of a neutral approach, just kind of, again, stating the facts on the market videos, not really talking about the dealer videos anymore, because I just think it's pointless at this point. I'll just leave it to other channels to talk about that stuff, because it's super repetitive. Like, I feel like at this point, if I make any videos talking about dealership practices, unless there's something new that comes up, right? If there's something new and exciting, I'll make a video. But other than that, it's just to make YouTube ad revenue, and that's not what this channel is about. This channel is just about me making videos that I want to personally make. So that's pretty much going to sum things up for today's video, talking about the changes I'm going to be making on the channel. I know that some of you might be upset with some of these changes, but I think it's for the best, because I think that having a channel that is about videos that I actually want to make means that the channel is going to do a lot better in the long term. And just talking about dealership stuff doesn't really excite me anymore, because it's just, that particular topic, like I said, it's just so stagnant. And if you really need that information, well, the information is out there. I have the car buying guide as well, and I'm not trying to push that. Like I've mentioned in several videos that I don't really make anything off of that car buying guide. It accounts for less than 1% of my channel's total. And I'm talking about like this channel and the main channel, like my whole like business's revenue per month. And so it's not like a money-making thing for me. It's just to help people out if they want it. So I'm just going to leave it at that. If there are people that are really interested, they can go watch other channels, or they can buy the car buying guide, whatever works best for you. And this channel is now going to be about the car market and about vehicles that haven't been released. And, you know, maybe I'll throw in some other topics here and there, but that's pretty much it. And